What's up guys, Saulius. So today we're going to be reacting to about videos was and worst possibly chosen you can make in Walking Dead. Part 2. Yeah, there's a part 2, but this will be the longest video. Only 26. So made by Evan Nuts. Yep, this will be a long video, so let's watch the video. So we know only begin the episode 1. Yeah, we know, but this will be continue episode 2, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and don't forget there's a delete C. We know this one, so let's continue.
Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss more The Walking Dead choices and decide which is the worst possible choice you can make. This is part 2. Link to first part is in description. Let's start with first choice related to David. As you may recall, David is one of the 2 survivors that Lee and the group encounter in the woods, along with Ben. They are both students from a nearby school who are on a hunting trip with their teacher, Mr. Parker. Unfortunately, they ran into a group of walkers, and David got his leg caught in a bear trap. Lee and the others have to decide whether to try to free him by cutting off his leg with an axe, or leave him to be devoured by the walkers. So which choice is the worst one and why? If you choose to cut off David's leg, you have to use the axe 4 times to chop it off, while he screams in agony. Mark will then carry him to safety, while Travis, the other student, gets distracted and bitten by a walker. The group will then escape with Ben and David while Travis is left behind. David will then be taken back to the motor inn where he and Ben are allowed inside. However, David will not survive his injury and will turn into a walker later that night. He will then attack Katja, the group's doctor, and bite her in the shoulder. Lee will have to kill him, and Katja will die from
Almost, but he did not bite her because how zombies he tried to bite her with Katja, but he did because almost he did her. He did try almost bit her Katja, but was failed. So he did try to help her Katja. Yeah, you have to help her because it still sucks why he was affected zombies because it was not good. Yeah, we know why please if you try cut off his legs, he easily get affected was not good. Yeah, I know why reason.
blood loss. This will also affect Kenny, Katja's husband, who will become depressed and angry. If you choose to leave David behind, he will beg you not to and tell you that he has a wife and kids.
So if you want to leave, you have to hit her this axe. Story did not want to help her, David, well, because he can. So this guy student, was he tried to want to carry her a sniper rifle, but he actually shot her. His stomach immediately dies, immediately turns affected zombie. It's still not good. Why release the worst one get affected? I know game.
You will then try to break the chain or the tree, but it will be futile. Eventually, the timer will run out, and you will have to run away with Ben and Mark, while David is left to be eaten by the walkers.
Mark didn't make it. He died this one. Why? Well, because he was shot this one a stomach, and he died this one because he was now feeling he died this one, so he turns affected. Yeah, it turns zombies. It was not good, man. Because I don't know why Moxie won't try pick up a rifle sniper, but he was so stupid he shot her his stomach. He's so stupid, man.
Travis, however, will protest that you can't leave David, and will try to take Mark's rifle, but he will accidentally shoot himself in the gut, severely injuring him. The group will then escape with Ben and Travis, while David is left behind. Travis will then be taken back to the motor inn, where he and Ben are allowed inside. However, Travis will not survive his wound and will turn into a walker later that night. He will then attack Katja, the group's doctor, and bite her in the shoulder. Lee will
Again, we know, man. Katja almost died with bite her with zombie Mark. Yeah, we know this one. But if you did not play, you were so stupid, okay? Could you fucking learn this one to about story? How chose one, they had best one to worst one, so we know.
have to kill him, and Katja will die from blood loss. This will also affect Kenny.
Katja also, he killed himself. I would say episode 3 because I would say it was Doug's son. Also, he was affected because he was not going to live because he was affected. So Katja, he killed himself. I would say take place episode 3. 100% definitely true.
Katja's husband, who will become depressed and angry. As you can see, both choices have the same outcome. Katja dies, Kenny suffers, and Lee has to kill a walker. However, there are some differences in how the other characters react and how the story progresses. For example, if you cut off David's leg, Mark will be more sympathetic and supportive of you, while Ben will be more scared and guilty. If you leave David behind, Mark will be more angry and distrustful of you, while Ben will be more grateful and loyal. Also, if you cut off David's leg, you will have to deal with the St. John brothers, who are the owners of the dairy farm where the group goes for food. They will accuse you of stealing their gas and will try to kill you. If you leave David behind, you will have to deal with the bandits, who are the ones who actually stole the gas and will try to ambush you. So, which choice is the worst one? Well, in my opinion, the worst choice is to cut off David's leg. It's a very risky and wasteful thing to do, as you're using up valuable resources and time that could be used for something else. You're using up your axe, which is a useful weapon and tool. You're using up your gas, which is a scarce and precious commodity. You're using up your time, which is limited and precious. You're also attracting more walkers with the noise and the blood, which is dangerous and foolish. It's better to save your resources and time for something more important and urgent, rather than something hopeless and futile. But to be honest, it's a very pointless and meaningless thing to do, as it doesn't change anything for the better. It doesn't save David's life, as he dies anyway. It doesn't save Katja's life, as she dies anyway. It doesn't save Kenny's sanity, as he suffers anyway. It doesn't save the group's safety, as they face danger anyway. It doesn't save the group's harmony, as they argue anyway. It's better to make a choice that has some positive impact and significance, rather than something that has none. Next choice, whether to spare or kill Jolene, the crazy woman who lives in the woods and claims that Clementine is her daughter. First, let's recap who Jolene is and how we encounter her. Jolene is a former member of the Save Lots Bandits, a group of raiders who terrorize the area and extort food from the St. John's dairy farm. Jolene left the bandits after they took her daughter Danielle and presumably raped and killed her. Jolene became obsessed with Clementine, thinking that she is her daughter, and started spying on Lee's group with a video camera. She also stole Clementine's hat and kept it in her camp. In episode 2, Starved for Help, Lee and Danny St. John go to the woods to investigate some bandit activity. They find Jolene's camp, where they discover Clementine's hat, a video camera, and some boxes from the dairy. Jolene shows up and points a crossbow at them, accusing them of stealing Clementine from her. She also warns them that the St. Johns are hiding something sinister and that they should not trust them. At this point, Lee has two options: either try to reason with Jolene or shoot her. If Lee tries to reason with Jolene, he will ask her to lower her weapon and talk. Jolene will refuse and say that Lee is lying and that he is working with the St. Johns. She will also say that she has proof of what they are doing and that she will show it to him. However, before she can do anything, Danny will shoot her in the head, killing her instantly. He will say that he had to do it because she was about to shoot Lee. Lee will be shocked and angry at Danny for killing her. He will also wonder what Jolene was talking about and what proof she had. If Lee shoots Jolene, he will pull out his gun and fire at her, hitting her in the head. She will fall to the ground, dead. Danny will be surprised and impressed by Lee's quick action. He will say that Lee saved his life and that Jolene was crazy and dangerous. Lee will feel guilty and regretful for killing her. He will also wonder what Jolene was talking about and what proof she had. So, which choice is the worst one, and why? Well, in my opinion, the worst choice is to shoot Jolene. By shooting Jolene, Lee loses the opportunity to learn more about the St. Johns and their secret. Jolene was about to show him something on the video camera that could have revealed the truth about the
Oh my goodness, man. I hate this, man. This is the longest video by far, man.
dairy and the cannibalism. By killing her, Lee destroys the evidence and the chance to expose the St. John's before it's too late. Lee also loses the moral high ground and becomes more like the bandits and the St. John's. He kills an unarmed woman who was clearly mentally unstable and traumatized by the loss of her daughter. He also kills her in front of Clementine, who will witness the whole scene and be horrified by Lee's action. This will affect Clementine's trust and respect for Lee and his judgment. So, there you have it. That's why I think shooting Jolene is the worst choice in The Walking Dead, Season 1. What do you think? Do you agree or disagree?
Seasons 2, not Season 1. You know, please, episode you talk about Season 1. We know, man. Yeah, episode, fuck. I'm sorry, I can't remember. So,
Agree with me? Let me know in the comments below.
there was also had Seasons 2. He did talk about how good choice to worst choice, but I would do react that soon. This one, I'm not biggest fan episode 2. No, I'm biggest fan episode 1. We know this one best season 1. We know, but I'm not biggest fan season 2. So I will play season 1 maybe with soon, but this would be large gigabyte. I was not expecting.
Next choice. Whether to refuse to kill Larry or help kill Larry in episode 2, Starved for Help. As you may recall, this choice occurs when Lee and his group are locked in a meat locker by the cannibalistic St. John family. Larry, who has a heart condition, suffers a heart attack and collapses on the floor. Kenny, fearing that Larry will turn into a walker, wants to smash his head with a salt lick. Lily, Larry's daughter, wants to try to revive him with CPR. Lee has to decide who to side with in this tense situation. If you
He using hand does not have CPR. He used hand using two CPR using hand. He just want help Larry, but Avance was failed because Kenny he just want kill Larry because he did not like it because I don't know why he hate.
you refuse to kill Larry, you will side with Lily and try to perform CPR on him. Kenny will be angry with you and call you a coward. He will also lose trust and respect for you, which will affect your relationship with him for the rest of the season. However, you will gain loyalty and gratitude from Lily, who will appreciate your attempt to save her father. You will also maintain your humanity and morality, as you will not kill a potentially alive person. But remember, refusing to kill Larry will also have a tragic outcome. As you are trying to revive him, Larry will suddenly open his eyes and bite Lily's hand, revealing that he was already dead and turned into a walker. Kenny will then grab the salt lick and smash Larry's head, killing him for good. You and your group will then escape the meat locker and confront the St. John family. If you help kill Larry, you will side with Kenny and agree to smash his head with a salt lick. Lily will be furious with you and call you a murderer. She will also lose trust and respect for you, which will affect your relationship with her for the rest of the season. However, you will gain...
Lily also definitely was killed though. Why? Because Lily he just won't kill her Callie and Dog also we know this one, but unfortunately he died. He was killed by Lily because it's so stupid. I was not expecting why Lily was so evil girl. He just won't kill her Callie and Dog. We know cool boy and girl, but nope, he killed her because it's so stupid. And also, dog he just won't protect her was banned, but unfortunately, Lily he killed her dog, but he died this one. It still sucks. And also sucks too was Lily also killed her Callie because he hated. And no reason why he did. It still sucks why he stupid thinks this isn't. We know man.
loyalty and gratitude from Kenny, who will appreciate your support and courage. You will also prevent Larry from turning into a walker and biting anyone. However, helping to kill Larry will also have a terrible outcome. As you are about to smash his head, Larry will slightly move his mouth, indicating that he was still alive and could have been revived. You will then kill him anyway, in front of his horrified daughter. You and your group will then escape the meat locker and confront the St. John family. First of all, killing Larry is morally wrong, as you are taking away a human life without any certainty that he was dead or turning. You are also betraying Lily, who is your ally and friend, and causing her immense grief and trauma. You are also risking your own sanity and conscience, as you will have to live with the guilt and regret of your action. But we don't care much morals, I know. Killing Larry is also strategically unwise, as you are weakening your group and creating a rift between its members. You are losing Lily as a valuable asset and potential leader, and making her an enemy instead. You are also alienating other people who might disagree with your choice, such as Clementine, who will be shocked and scared by your violence. You are also making yourself more vulnerable to the St. John family, who will use your murder as a leverage against you. Killing Larry is unnecessary, as you are not gaining any significant benefit or advantage from it. You are not preventing Larry from turning into a walker, as he was already dead and turned. You are not saving anyone from being bitten, as Larry was not a threat to anyone. You are not escaping the meat locker faster, as you still have to deal with the St. John family. You are not improving your relationship with Kenny, as he will still have conflicts and disagreements with you later on. Next choice, whether to spare or kill Danny St. John.
Danny, yeah, Danny, I know this one. You can't kill Danny, or if you try to spare him, and yeah, Danny will be killed by zombies because he used a betrayal which he acts trapped, a bear trapped. If you try to spare him, then he will supposed to live. But unfortunately, Danny will be get killed by a zombie, and that's it. It still sucks why Danny get killed by a zombie. I know, man. So we know crazy episode 2. So I will say goodbye, Saulius, and see you tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, maybe part 2. Okay, bye.